Welcome back to another episode.
Oh gosh. Celtics, Sixers, Game 7. We're diving in.
Go ahead, Channing.
I wanna dive it in.
So unnecessary. All right. Jayson Tatum, monster 16-point fourth quarter in Game 6. He started just 1 of 14 from the field. Are you guys surprised by this series? You surprised that it's going to 7?
No.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Philly pushed it to 7.
Yeah, honestly, yes. And here's my thing: is like James Harden gave you 2 games. He literally gave Philly 2 games.
Yeah, but one of them was Embiid out, so that doesn't count.
That does count. That super counts.
No, you need him to have yeah, I guess it does count. My bad.
Dude, it does count. It was like, hey, Embiid, you're hurt again. Here, I got you. I got you 1 game, right? In every series, your best player's got to win you 2 games, your bench, and then your coach, right? So James Harden said, I'll run you 2. Come on, give me something, somebody. Right? Somebody got to step up.
Philly messed up yesterday. Philly messed up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right, they've messed up. They messed up, and Jayson Tatum to have what he had. I love, by the way, shout out Doris Burke, the goatress, the godmother. She called them out. She was like, these dudes aren't even running back on defense. It's only an 8-point game with a minute and a half to go, right? Was it fatigued or whatever? But the point is that their offense went stagnant. Joel stopped touching the ball. And they didn't show the same type of effort on the defensive end in the last 3.5, 4 minutes. It was just very weird.
And gave up. It was weird.
And shout out Jayson Tatum too. Jayson Tatum when Cassidy asked him he's like, look, humbly, I'm one of the best players in the world. I just got to, and it's, and I understand. I'm glad he said it humbly because that's the mentality. He's like, dude, this man was just named first team All NBA. For the 2nd year in a row. He's coming off in finals. Where it's hey, where do you find the confidence? He's like, God damn it, I'm one of the best players on this. There are 8 billion people. I'm probably one of 7 or 8. So yes, I feel very confident. I feel very confident that I am 1 in a billion and that I'm gonna go get a bucket if I keep going because I put in the work. I don't find that arrogant at all. It's funny to hear someone say that. But there's no arrogance there.
It'd take a different human to be 1 for 16 and keep chucking that motherfucker up there. Yeah, you gotta be a beast. Because I was like, yo, if Philly don't win this game with him playing his boo, because he was fucking around.
But he was missing shots.
Literally driving, kicking the thing.
Yeah, he was missing shots. He was missing shots. He had some good looks.
That's a lot of missed shots, Richard. Yes, 15 is a lot.
He was 0 for 10 in the first half. He was 0 for 10. We're agreeing. What I'm saying is that if he would have stopped shooting, that would have been even worse. You got to keep shooting. You know it. Take good shots. If you're struggling, don't try and split a double team. Don't try and jump and make a pass. That's only when you're feeling good. Take good shots. Get to your pull up. Get to a 3. That's why I got his first one. Then once he saw the first one go through, the second one went through. Then the next one went through. And that was it. That was it.
James
Harden laughs it off.
Point totals per game in this series: 45, 12, 16, 42, 17, 13.
He's like AD.
Who shows up in Boston?
Worse than
He's like AD.
You know what? I just think his role changes, right? What do you want him to do? Those 2 45-point games.
Allie gets so mad when you say that. Allie gets so mad. Allie got real quiet. You would do what I was like, AD, you like it.
I mean, this dude is just living rent free in your head.
Yes. Yeah. Because I love AD. I have no problem with that. I think he could be fucking the best player on the fucking planet. And I want him to. I'm saying he has the talent and ability to do that. We see this dude can not score and be the best defensive player in the league. Be the best defensive player. He's changed this. And it's not even like he's blocking shots. He's blocking shots, but it's not. It doesn't look very forceful. it just looks very graceful. So when all of a sudden the dude is like, you're like, dude, Anthony Davis changed the series. Like they have no answer for him. But then you're like, well, that means they have no answer for him from game 1 all the way to game 7. So it depends on what he's going to do because they have no answer for him.
Which version of James Harden are you getting in game 7?
I thought we were talking about Anthony Davis. I'm just messing with you. I'm just joking.
I think, honestly, this game 7 is going to say a lot about Philly in their future, to me. I think they are going to force feed Joel Embiid and say, we got to ride you on the back. Like, giddy up, horsey, let's go. Knee or not, let's go. We need you. Fuck it. There is no tomorrow. Come on, man.
I got
that
Boston.
is a bad season.
They can't lose.
I have Boston too, but like,
look, you can't. You're going to point to one. That was the game. That was the game, right? So now I'm not saying that it is a 0% chance that they're going to beat Boston, but I would, if I had my last dollar, I would bet it on Boston. Like Philly, you had it laid out. You had it laid out. Jayson Tatum, dead, done. Right? You should have had, and there was 3 or 4 possessions. If you go back and watch, there were 3 or 4 straight possessions where it just looked whatever. And if they would have had an 8-point cushion, a 9-point cushion, they would have weathered the Jayson Tatum storm. But with all of that BS that he was shooting, they had no cushion. It was like a 4-point, 5-point game. And once Boston got in front, and then they pushed it up, then it looked like Philly was defeated. And that's what Doris Burke was talking about in the last couple minutes. Like, what are these dudes doing? They're not even really like still hustling towards the ball. They've acting like this is over with. There's still time to go. And so that part to me is why it's going to be hard to pick Philly. Philly can do it, but it will be a miraculous thing in my opinion.
Yeah, somebody's got to have a crazy game.
Yeah. They're not going to just force feed Joel and think that Joel's going to have 50 and they're going to win. Boston typically still plays a good version of basketball, and they feel probably far more confident about their adjustment of Al Horford and playing Robert Williams, right? Because now they went more defensive side. And so they're going to go with that again in game 7. So they feel more confident, and they're at home, and they've had a full game now of like, okay, this is what we did. This is what we can improve on. Right? They made the adjustment in game 6, and now the adjustment gets to be adjusted. So that means they're going to be a better version of themselves in game 7.
Best 2 words in sports. Game 7 should be fun. Okay, let's go back to the West, and we're going to talk about the Denver Nuggets. But first, let's talk about the Suns, obviously. A gentleman's sweep for the Nuggets. The Suns. Okay, last night, Kevin Durant called the loss embarrassing. Devin Booker left the arena without speaking to the media. No DeAndre Ayton. I don't know if you guys saw that tweet. I believe it was an accurate tweet from George Karl that just said weak when the announcement came out that DeAndre Ayton was not going to play.
Why?
He had ribs. Same thing that he had ribs. Same thing that Andrew Wiggins is dealing with.
At the deadline, this team was.
You know what it was? That barbecue ribs. Them things was charred up. Joker's was barbecue chicken.
This team was called the Dream Team. How are you guys what's next for the Suns? What happened?
Because y'all were dreaming.
Yeah, whoever said this was a dream team these are that's why people shouldn't all be allowed to talk about basketball or have Twitters.
People are like, oh, this team is going to win a championship. After the first game, I said, oh, fuck no. Fuck no. No bench. Chris Paul's liability when it comes to health in the playoffs. DeAndre Ayton don't even want to be there. He literally, if you watch him, does not want to be there. It was crazy. It's not
bad. Phoenix, like we talked about incomplete rosters all year, whether it was Dallas having an incomplete roster, Cleveland having an incomplete roster. So many of these teams that were talented, but they were missing and had big gaps in shooting or big gaps in defense or big gap. But Phoenix had big gaps in depth. That their lack of depth was big, and they were struggling in the series. And when they finally went to defensive guys and started playing more of a mix of their depth, just because Okay, our depth has to be done by committee. You don't typically want to play 10 guys in the postseason, but Monty had to find a group that worked, right? Like you don't ever do that in the
Yeah.
postseason, play 8, 9 guys, right? You might play 7, maybe foul trouble, you get to 8, but like he was having to go into their bench. So, and people are always overreact. Let's bring everybody down to earth. Kevin Durant, the reason why you gave up as much as you did is because you have him for 3 years under contract. So if this isn't the year, it's not all or nothing. He's not a free agent this summer. He's not a free agent after next season. Devin Booker is tied up. You have great trade assets in DeAndre Ayton. He's an unhappy 20-10 center that's 22 years old. You're gonna get
20-10.
No, he's a 20-10 on like he was a 19-10 before Chris Paul got there. He was 17-9 last year. He's a 20-10 center in the NBA. Go look it up. I'll give you the time. Look it up.
You keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
So you have a great draft capital or trade capital in DeAndre or Ayton. You can fill in the gaps on your team, right? You can go all, John Hammond in Jurassic Park and fill it in with different DNA. Like that's what they need because they have huge gaps in what they're trying to do. Jock Landale. You don't need a great center. You just need a serviceable center, right? You need to go get a wing guy. You need to go get some scoring off your bench. You can get that with a couple of minimums because people are going to want to play in Phoenix because it's a great place. So if you're going to get a minimum contract and you go play for the Suns and then you go, trade Ayton if you don't feel like he's ready to go, there's going to be a lot of teams that would want him. A lot. What was the numbers, Channing?
18-10.
When was that? 18-10 this year?
This year.
What was he last year?
18-9.
What was he the year before? The year before they went to the finals?
16-12.
16-12, the year they went to the finals. And then I think
that was 2020. Right?
Oh, 16-12. Oh, it was 2020. That was.
Oh, that's postseason. Sorry. First year, 16-10. Yep, he's basically been I would say 16-10 guy.
No, don't basically. You're lying. Don't lie.
10.
Don't lie. Tell me.
I'm not lying. His career.
Okay, he's only played 4 years.
14.
What was it?
5 years.
5 years. What's the numbers?
4 years. 1, 2.
Just give me the averages for the year.
Well, points 16, 18, 14, 17, 18, and then 10, 11 and a half, 10, 10, 10.
So if he goes to Charlotte, would he be a 10? If he were to go to Detroit, if he were to go to Orlando, if he were to go to a lot of these places, he's an 18 and 10 guy, 20 and 10 guy. And he's still young, so I think he could get a lot better, in my opinion. So that's what I'm saying. You could trade.
I do too.
And
I'm not bashing him. I'm not bashing him. What I am saying is, obviously, there is something that happened when Phoenix didn't just give him the max. It has been issues not only with money. If you notice, people are trying to talk to him. He goes to the other side of the bench. Now, all this, I may be over analyzing, but you can tell sometimes when people just are like, I'm out of here.
No, but
I don't like this situation.
And you can trade him. You could trade Ayton to go fill in gaps for people. You could get people that are more bought in. You can get equal or the same amount of talent plus bought in. That is a big increase in production and connectivity to the squad. That's a big piece.
Calling all road trippers. We all love a good road trip on this podcast, right? See what we did there? Well, as summer approaches and big plans get made, make sure you're driving to your destination on a great set of tires from our friends at Discount Tire. Discount Tire is your one-stop shop for not only tires and tire maintenance, but also custom wheels and accessories, like a new pair of windshield wiper blades. America has trusted Discount Tire for over 60 years, and with over 1,100 locations across 38 states, there's sure to be one near you. Their industry-leading selection offers more than 70 brands of tires and more than 90 wheel brands. And right now, you can visit their website, discounttire.com, to locate a store, schedule an appointment, search for top brands, and even select and pay for your own tires. Head to discounttire.com today to register for email discounts and access the latest in tire safety tips. You'll also find helpful information about the maintenance schedule of your specific make and model of vehicle. Want to cut the line? We've got you, road trippers. Wait times are 30% shorter when you buy and book online at discounttire.com. So what are you waiting for? Head to your local Discount Tire or discounttire.com today, and let's get you taken care of. You know who has bought in? Let's give the Denver Nuggets their respect.
Best team
Holy
left.
Shit. Woof.
Are they rolling or are they rolling? No matter who they
boy
face
Jokic
in the
is
Western
different.
Conference Finals, are they your favorite to win it all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Win it all, not the conference finals. Win it all.
They're my favorite to win it all.
Kind of now, yeah. We got to pay attention. I mean, everyone's been paying attention, but it's just like
They had to prove it. They had to prove it. Fuck that.
Yeah, they had to prove it.
They had to prove it.
But I say this. Boston has shown me they are so up and down. I think Boston, when they are locked in defensively, are the best matchup for Denver.
Agreed. Defensive centers, tons of perimeter guys to handle the perimeter.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
And can go. Used to guarding all types of defense.
And I don't know if they got...
If Philly fucks around and wins, or Miami fucks around and wins, and Denver wins, that's a straight sweep.
I will say
neither one of those teams
caveat though is Denver does not have the bodies for Joel Embiid. Like, if Jokic gets in foul trouble, you can't just go small. He's similar to Shaq in that way. You can't just go small with Joel Embiid. Then he get his big ass on the block, you won't even be able to see. You wouldn't be able to see Aaron Gordon behind Joel Embiid. You wouldn't even see him.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's huge, right? He's big.
We're also betting on him being healthy. We're also betting on a lot of things.
And I like Denver's role players, supporting players far more than I like Philly's supporting players around those two, right? Like, but anybody that's saying Denver, like, I'm sorry, Denver, they had to prove that they were good and they were this. Don't tell me about the Western Conference Finals in the bubble where you came back from 3-1 twice. We know that your team is talented, and we know that you have injuries all year long. Well, it's also you have to prove that Michael Porter Jr. can stay healthy. Jamal Murray has to prove that he can ascend to that level. You have to prove that you guys can finish and doing the things that you like, in my opinion. So I wasn't discounting them, but compared to Boston, compared to Milwaukee, compared to Golden State, compared to LeBron and the Lakers, I'm sorry. Like, Denver was going to be the one team of those teams that was going to have to prove themselves. Like, and they're proving themselves. Yeah. So, not saying that I'm a believer, but now the way I'm evaluating them and the level of consistency, I think they're the best team left. Now it's up to them.
I mean, yeah. Woof.
We're going to continue to dive into them over the next couple of weeks, obviously, once
we find
out who their Western Conference Finals opponent will be.
And Chuck.
What?
He missed it. He wasn't paying attention.
I was paying attention.
No, their opponent will be the Lakers if they win in 6, and the Golden State Warriors if it goes 7.
Moving on to the last topic of this podcast, I want to get your thoughts before we wrap.
No, wait, really quickly. 250. Like, guys, you guys are awesome. I want to tell you guys thank you, because I'm an idiot and I had this dumb idea and I asked Allie to help out. And then we were like, who do we get?
I feel like that was the most backhanded compliment
and I asked,
you could have
no,
just given
and
Channing
you guys were dumb enough to like, and I'm annoying and I drive everyone crazy, and I'm always for me, being on time is so important, and I know it drives you guys nuts. You know how I'm a stickler for that stuff. So I just want to say thank you guys for, jumping on board this dumbass idea that I had. And it
Channing,
would be
what's the
nothing
percentage
without you guys.
weekly when we try to set the time for the podcast that Richard responds? What's the percentage?
Ooh, a little less than 1%.
It's improved to like 8%.
Ooh, that's tough.
I'm going to be
the
honest.
The thumbs up
emoji
emoji does not count.
250.
Seriously, screw that thumbs up.
Wow.
I am not the
guys.
most perfect. I have my flaws, but I will say, when we started this podcast, and it took a minute to get Channing to want to come to every episode, probably the first 20, 30 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are at episode 250, and Channing couldn't communicate better in this game.
I've grown up a lot. I'm almost 40, guys.
Birthday coming up.
Next time you see me, I'll be 40.
Haven't you been 40 for like 3 years?
That's me.
No,
that's
motherfucker.
me. I'll be 43.
Oh.
Yes, I'm a lot older than Channing. I'm better looking and look younger, but I'm actually older.
I haven't shaved in a month and a half, guys. My playoff beard.
Ew.
Patch.
Look, you got them catfish whiskers.
Patchy.
I was wondering when you were going to put that hat back on, too.
I know, dude. My hair.
That's not a playoff beard, though, Channing. There's no camaraderie.
This is. I've grown it out since the beginning of the playoffs.
Ew. All right. I love you guys.
All right. You guys are amazing.
All right. Bye, Alex.
You're more amazing.
Next week.
Thank you.
It's another edition of Road Trippin.
Bye.
This episode of Road Trippin has been brought to you by our friends at Discount Tire. Let's get you taken care of. Discount Tire is the largest independent tire retailer in the nation. With the biggest selection of tires and wheels, we know you'll find something you love for your vehicle. Log on to discounttire.com and use Treadwell, the world's only tool that gives you transparency on how tires really perform and personalized recommendations based on where and how you drive. Learn about the tire life and the tire cost to help you choose the right tires with Treadwell by Discount Tire. Here's a quick tip from the Discount Tire experts, and you can prevent tire wear and boost gas mileage by keeping the right air pressure in your tires. Tire air pressure supports the weight of your vehicle. It's important to check always for safety. Visit discounttire.com to learn more about tire safety, or if it's been over a month since you last checked your tire pressure, stop by one of their local stores for a free tire safety and pressure check. And remember, road trippers, you get 30% shorter average wait times when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.